All right, so it's time to make this health bar work. So this should be pretty easy. What we're going to do is we're going to go back to our player stat script, and we just need to add a little bit more to our health adjustment thing. So, and that is basically it. So what I want to do is right after this, so right after we add or remove health, we're just going to do player health slider dot value. And again, if we look at our health slider, you'll see there's slider, right? So that's the slider, and then scroll down, there's value. That's the number that we're changing, just so you get an idea of what we're doing. So dot value, and we're just going to make that equal to the player health. Player health, okay? So literally we're just going to put that number in every time. So that's pretty easy. The other thing I want to do though, besides that part's pretty simple, is that that fade thing. I want the damage panel to turn a color and then go away so that you can tell that you're getting hit. It's just something to kind of help. So what we're going to do is we're going to run a coroutine because I want it to turn on, wait a certain amount of time, and then turn back off. And if you remember, we can't really make that happen unless we do use a coroutine. Well, there's other ways of doing it too, but a coroutine is kind of the best way. So what we're going to do is we're going to run a function called IEnumerator, and it's going to be damage flash back, right? Like that, okay? So what we're going to do is, okay, so right here, when we get hit, this function is going to run, right? It's going to take a player health. It's going to remove whatever amount it was told to. It's going to put that number into the slider. And the next thing I want it to do is to change the damage panel, dot color. I want to make it the damage flash color, okay? So what that means, again, if we look at here, you'll see that we have this damage panel, and it has this color attribute, right? Remember we did image is actually what it is, the image of it. Here's the color. So we're going to put in a color. If I actually go to my first-person controller, you'll see that we added a damage flash color thing here. So we haven't changed this at all, but that's what's going to happen, all right? So we're going to take whatever color it currently is, and we're going to put that damage flash color that we're going to put in there because we made a variable to hold a color for us. So it's going to turn on that color. Then what I need to do is I need to turn it back to clear after it turns on, right? So that's when we're going to run this coroutine. So after this, you're going to go ahead and write start coroutine. And the coroutine we're going to run is that damage flashback, like so. Okay, so basically start coroutine, run this, and then all we're going to do on this one is just say yield return new wait, if I can spell, wait for seconds. The number of seconds I want to wait for is going to be that number up here, which is the damage flash speed. So I'm just going to copy that variable, Control V. That way I can control how long it needs to be. Thank you. And then once that amount of time has happened, it's going to take the damage damage panel dot color, and it's just going to do color dot clear, and that's just a way of punching in a clear color. It's just like a short code, okay, like that. All right, so now we will save that. We will go back here, and we will wait. Now what I need to do is go to your first-person controller, go down here, select the damage flash color, and we need to make the right color. So I'm going to make red, and then I'm just going to fade. We'll do like, let's say 100. That's probably enough, okay? So that's clicked off, but yeah. And then if you need to adjust the time, like I don't know, 0.25 seconds might be too long, a quarter of a second, you'll see. But we'll see how that goes, okay? So we're going to hit play. We're going to see if this bar goes down, and we're going to see if this flashes every time we get hit. That's the goal anyway. Oh, we have an error. Okay, that's it. Clear. Type namespace IEnumerator. Okay, well, I'm bad at spelling. I apparently threw in an extra M. IEnumerator. Sorry about that. Save it again. Go back. You can do it. Let's see. I wasn't expecting it to take this long. Come on. There we go. Okay. Whip play. And then what we're going to do is just make sure that this bar is going down and that it flashes. And if we get those two things flashing, then we know it's working. Okay, well, we got a flash and the bar went down. That was pretty quick. Okay, so you can see when we get attacked, right, it flashes the red and it lets us know that we're getting attacked and that bar is indeed going down. Okay, great. So that worked pretty well. The last thing I wanted to do is basically have it so that when we kill enemies, that it adds it to our count here. Okay, so we need to have that work. So I'm trying to think, how do I want this to work? So what we want to do is actually we need to go to the enemy controller script. We're going to open up that. And what I need to do is kind of like what we're doing here, where we have this this player health adjustment, and it's adding to our thing. We need to basically do the same thing. We need to have the enemy controller that right here where we do, where are you? Attack player, enemy health adjustment. When right here where if the enemy dies, it destroys the object, we also need it to tell it, the player stats script, to change the enemy's killed number, and then also to update that the enemy's killed text. Okay, and probably the easiest way to do that is just going to go ahead and add that to this thing right here, or not this one, but we'll make another one just like this, and that's how it's going to run. All right, so what we're going to do is just make like I said, another function like this, and we'll just put it right here, and then we'll have the enemy controller script call it when we, go to do it. So it's going to have to be public void, and then we'll just call it enemies killed total, we'll say, and we'll just it doesn't need to have any parameters. We can just call it, and then because this one we're sending it how much damage to add or remove. This one literally, if it gets called, we'll just assume it's 1. So that's fine. So what we'll do then is, what did I name that? It's enemies killed. So I'm going to grab this, right? Because this will be our total enemies killed. Control C. Probably should have enemies killed total count this. But anyway, so Control V, it'll be that, and then it'll be that plus equals. Actually, we'll just do plus plus, sorry. Plus plus, oops. And that is increment, if you remember. So enemies killed plus plus, so that will just add 1 to enemies killed. And then we just need to take that and shove that into our enemies killed text right here. So I'm going to grab this, Control C, and then Control V, and we'll do that, dot text, because it's the text property of the text component that we're after. And that will be equal to quotes, and we'll say enemy, if I could spell, enemies killed, boom, space, and then again we're going to concatenate this string, and we're just going to go ahead and put enemies killed right there, and that should work. So we just got to make sure that, so that will run that function, but now this function needs to be run, right? So we're going to go first save it, Control S, or file save, go back to our enemies controller script. And all we're going to do is, I believe, yeah, see, if you look, we already have player object, get component, player, let me see, if player. So we already have this. I'm going to take this guy here, and I'm just going to copy that and put that underneath this. So Control C. So after we destroy it, we're going to do player object.get component, player stat script, that's what we want. But then we want to call not the player health adjustment function. We want to call this one here, this enemies killed total. So I'm just going to copy that and go over here, and we will swap out this, Control V, and we are not going to send it any arguments. We can just have an empty argument list, and that should work. So save this one as well. We're going to go back to Unity, and we will see if it worked. I'm going to pause it, and then when it's loaded, we'll test it. All right, so now I'm going to play it, and we'll see. Hopefully this will work. Okay, so to make this, let's back this up. And okay, yeah, you're definitely killing me. Let me get back out of here. These guys are all right. So there's enemies killed 1. All right. Oh, that's right. I'm not even shooting. 2, 3. So you can see definitely working. Our enemies killed is functioning. Great. So now We can see how long we've been alive. We can see how many enemies we killed. We can see our health. We could also put another, I didn't do it on mine. Might make sense to write health or something, but you could also put some sort of graphic and put it right here, just to kind of represent health, like a little heart or a little plus symbol or something like that, and that would let people know that that is indeed the health. But now we do have a functioning HUD. It gives us information about our game, and that'll be good. So the last things we really need to do is have something happen for when we die. And that's going to be kind of tied into a pause screen. I'm just going to kind of make it one and the same. And we also need to have a start screen in general for when we play the game. But that is basically the same as what we've done before. So I may or may not make videos of those. But anyway, so that looks pretty good.